Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well on this fine Friday afternoon. Welcome back to more esports talk and Call of Duty news as the roster changes do continue. Those same roster changes which actually further prove Censor's point of the subsystem maybe not being up to par with what the subs who were initially signed thought it might be. That being Florida guys continuing their very weird announcements. Of course, this past week we talked about how they sent Pristini to one of the top teams, making one of the top teams by a lot of eyes a lot better. Now also alongside that, we also touched on Mox, of course, his disturbing tweets last week as well, talking about how the people around him not giving the same length that he had given them, and obviously being very hurt at that time. People supposed he was possibly being benched. That has now come true as Owakening has now joined this roster. A young, I would say up and coming. A lot of people really gas this guy up when it comes time for the scene. Does he fit this, this roster? Could he be one of the younger guns? Maybe so. I have no idea when it comes time for these kind of signings how to really assess the gameplay until we see that gameplay, which by the way, Florida Mutineers have now taken to Reddit to clarify Mox is still on the roster. They'll be experimenting the rest of this season or going forward. So I imagine maybe they'll let the toes touch the water for a guy like Owakening. If he doesn't work out, maybe they'll swap back in Mox, and we'll see how this roster does progress forward. I would say just a peculiar signing, right? Definitely a bizarre one, a bizarre week for a team like the Florida Mutineers. You come off recently, and not too long ago at all, your first online ship, but your first win of the Call of Duty League season, and then you give away one of your better players to one of the better teams, and then you bench by what some people call, a debatable benching of Mox, and fill him in with an unproven Call of Duty League, at least, when it comes time for top stage. And so will this fit? I hope so. Best of luck to them. They will experiment the rest of this season. I will say, when it comes time for Call of Duty pros and deleting tweets, this one I did not understand. Slack tweeted this out very early on, has now deleted that tweet, kind of halfway joking. I assume it's a joke, calling the new signee for Florida a cheater, and then deleted that and it took it back down. Not really a fan of this kind of stuff, but I figured, it's definitely all over. You guys, probably a few of you have seen that as well. I would say if you're going to go to jokes about transfers and new signees, maybe not go to the extreme of accusing people of cheating, because whether or not you are joking, some people are going to take that at face value, and we'll see what comes of that, I guess. I would say the larger portion of this, of course, going to be the brand new OpTic rumors, which do line up with what we've already seen. Now, I do want to apologize, guys. Actually, last time I talked about Arsteez Pristini and the rumor from the same character, that being Hold Shift, I will link this video down below, and I want to apologize to him as well. As you guys know, I upload a lot of videos here. Sometimes I do get lazy. I did not refer to him in the right manner last time or shout him out properly, and so he has now given us a new rumor out there, which does line up perfectly with what former OpTic coach Pac-Man has told us himself in the latest podcast that also will be linked down below. So here's what Hold Shift had to say about Gunless possibly going to OGLA, and then here is their former coach, that being formerly OpTic Pac-Man, who was let go this past week, maybe stumbling upon what could have been a future potential OpTic roster change.
This is one of those things that I think OpTic Gaming is not done making moves yet. Now, do not take this and just immediately say that Shift said that this is 100% correct. I'm going to keep my source anonymous. Well, he actually chose to keep himself anonymous. I don't know who it is, but someone got into my email box and was talking about some of the moves that he thinks is going to happen this week, and all of them so far have been correct. He was saying, or she was saying, that Gunless after this weekend will be going to OpTic Gaming LA. That is a first word, not confirmed, not second verified source that I have no idea who it is, but the information so far that they've been telling me has been correct, so I thought I would speak it into existence because...
All right, well, let me start with, I'm not oblivious to the fact that the team wasn't performing how everyone expects a team with Slasher, Gunless, holy crap. Slasher, Dashy, Kenny, TJ to perform, right? Like I know the team wasn't performing up to the standard that it should be on paper. Like coming into the season, it should be a top 2 team.
Intel,
right?
Intel.
It's not really intel. That's an obvious statement.
And so with all that information, it does seem somewhat, at the very, very least, a possibility that Gunless could be going to OpTic. Of course, that's also Hector Rodriguez, the current Chicago Huntsman co-CEO or NRG co-CEO, and of course operates the Chicago Huntsman. That's his alma mater, his previous OpTic Gaming. the downfall of the green wall and now potentially sending one of his own players over to OpTic. You could touch on that storyline as well. Will Gunless work in this OpTic lineup, who themselves is coming off their best performance yet with Chino in? Call of Duty League and transfers and roster changes are so tough to analyze, especially because we ourselves are not players. All we can do is trust is if they are trying to sign Gunless, they know where he will fit, and if he will fit, we will find out. Until next time, hope you guys all enjoy. Hope you guys really do enjoy. You know, my sister drove through this past weekend just to visit me, and kind of a real boost of self-esteem. So I hope you guys enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekends. I will see you guys back here sometime soon. I can't leave the office. We got videos coming out like crazy. Thank you all for the love and support. I will see you back here next time.